Hi, everyone. Let's see if this helps. I'll attempt the workshop from one of my personal accounts. It's Basic Program, Batch 9, Week 1, Workshop 1. So, in this workshop, it's building a product recommendation chatbot with Amazon Bedrock agents. It's hands on with Amazon Bedrock agents. So, this workshop will go through how to build a chatbot for e commerce applications by leveraging Amazon Bedrock agents. You can easily configure your e commerce APIs so that the chatbot can use them to run tasks for the user based on the discussion. The target audience for this workshop are solutions architects, software designers, and developers. Previous AI ML knowledge is not required. I believe it's a level 200 workshop. So, more information on Gen AI concepts can be found on AWS Generative AI webpage. So, the lab in this workshop is expected to take around 1 hour to complete. The workshop is designed to be ran in US West Oregon, which is US West 2. All right, so the architecture. The workshop follows a serverless architecture of Amazon Bedrock calling AWS Lambda functions, which does some actions on a set of Amazon DynamoDB tables. It also utilizes knowledge bases for Amazon Bedrocks and incorporate data files in Amazon S3. So this is the e-commerce application. The end user input prompt will communicate with the LLM through Amazon Bedrock for the user output and user experience. Okay, so let's go ahead and proceed. So getting started, we're going to do this in our own account. The first step is making sure you set up an admin user that has administrator privileges. So just follow these steps. I'm not going to go through that. And then also make sure that you select the administrator access. Um, and that's for this demo purpose. But in the real world, you'll use RBAC, which is role-based access control, basically implementing least privileges. So that's best practice. So let's just scroll down and we're going to install the workshop content. So what we're going to do is we're going to uh, launch the stack in CloudFormation. And what I like to do is I like to log into the console first before launching the stack. And as you can see, I'm in US West 2. So now let's go ahead and launch the stack. Okay, so we're going to leave everything default, all right? Choose an existing template, select, and the template source is the S3 URL. Okay, so let's select next. Okay, let's give it a stack name, which is provided for us. Okay, product table and API AWS for workshop. Okay, so let's leave everything default. Stack failure options, roll back all stack resources, check. Use deletion policy, check. Acknowledge, check, check, check. Next. Okay, so let's go ahead and submit. Create in progress and said it can take around 5 to 10 minutes. So let's be patient. And please be mindful you'll be charged for the deploy resources, so make sure you clean up after you are done with the workshop, which we'll do towards the end. Okay, so create in progress. It's 5 to 10 minutes. And also towards the end of this demo, I'll highlight, let's say, 2 to 3 pain points that some of you faced in troubleshooting. So if you want to skip to that, check that out and then come back and start from the beginning. Maybe it can help resolve some of your issues. But so, okay, so for events, it created 39. Let's check. Lambda execution role, DynamoDB policy. So this is our IAM execution role for Bedrock that we're going to use throughout this workshop. Client custom resource, DynamoDB, Lambda function. Okay. Marketplace policy, IAM, cart, product, products, Cloud execution role, Lambda. Okay. Okay, create complete. So let's move to Bedrock and let's go down to agents, left-hand side, and we want to create our first agent. So let's give it the agent name, and we're just going to follow the workshop step by step. Okay, so before we do that, let's explore products.
So in this section, you'll create a recommender chatbot using Amazon Bedrock agents. It helps users describe who do they want to buy the gift for and the relevant occasion, and it automatically queries an API in the form of an AWS Lambda function. So that gets product information from the Amazon DynamoDB table. The agent automatically changes the API inputs to filter products based on its discussion with the user. It will ask clarifying questions to be able to determine as much input as possible, and at the end tries to respond with the most relevant products that are available in the DynamoDB table. So the chatbot will leverage the Lambda API function to retrieve product details based on user preference, such as gender, occasion, and category. All right. So additionally, it created the Lambda function named getProductDetails function that acts as an API retrieving product details. This function accepts query parameters such as category, gender, and occasion. It constructs a filter based on the provided parameters and scans the DynamoDB table to retrieve matching products. If no parameters are provided, it returns all products in the table. It also has created another Lambda function called populate products table function. So that'll generate a sample data to be put in the products table. So that function has been already executed with 100 sample products entries in the DynamoDB table with random combinations, product names, descriptions, categories, gender, and occasions.
So now let's go back and we're going to create that agent, and we're going to name it product recommendation agent. So we already clicked on create agent. Let's paste that in, product recommendation agent. Let's click create. Okay, so now let's select our model, and we want to uncheck Bedrock Agents Optimize. Select Anthropic, and we want Claude Sonnet 4.5. Let's apply. We want to select an existing service role. That role is going to be our IAM role 00 Bedrock execution role. And let's give it some instructions for our agent. Okay, check. Okay, so let's paste in our instructions. Okay, so let's read. So you are a product recommendations agent for gift products. The user is trying to buy a gift for someone, and you are trying to help identify the best products based on the filters in the action groups. Ask questions to identify at least one of the input filters: gender, category, or occasion. Do not recommend any products that are not retrieved from the product's API. Do not ask about the gender if it is obvious from the user input already. Always start by getting the full list of products from the API so you can know the proper filter values to be used in the API parameters. Always use a single value for each filter field and adhere to the filtration values based on the first API call. And never tell the user about the details of the API. Okay, so additional settings, code interpreter disabled, user input enabled, and we want to save that. And we want to create an action group. Okay, so let's give it the action group name. Check. Okay, so the action group name is going to be get product recommendations. Okay, action group type is we want to define with API schemas. Action group invocation, we want to select the existing Lambda function, but let's always verify. So product table and APIs, get product details function. Get product details function. Okay, action group schema, we want to define via inline schema editor. So let's go ahead and remove that. And we want to paste in the inline OpenAI schema, Open API schema. Okay. So to update it to JSON, Open API 3.0.0, info title, so it's product details API. The version is 1.0.0. The description, this API retrieves product information. Filtering parameters are passed as query strings. If query strings are empty, it performs a full scan and retrieves the full product list. The pass is /products. The action is get summary, retrieve product details. Description retrieves a list of products based on the provided query string parameters. If no parameters are provided, it returns the full list of products. Operation ID is get products, name, product name, query, retrieve details for a specific product, string, name category query, so filter products by category, gender, filter products by gender, occasion, filter products by occasion, And the HTTP response 200 for successful response. List array. Type is object, string, category, gender, occasion, product description, all strings. Okay, so let's create. Let's save. And let's prepare. Now we can test our agent. Okay, so the first prompt is I want to buy a gift and it's for my brother. Let's expand. I'm going to close those out. Green is good. Okay, so you can see the routing trace. I created 2 trace steps, step 1 and step 2. So we'll just breeze through that. Great, I'd love to help you find the perfect gift. Let me ask a few questions. Who are you buying the gift for? It's the occasion. Let's see. It's a birthday gift for my son. Perfect. Here's some wonderful birthday gifts. Let's go with the Joyous RC car. Excellent choice. Joyous RC car is an excellent education and entertainment toy. Birthday. Is there anything else that you like? That should do it. Okay. Happy birthday to him and enjoy the celebration. Okay, so the first step is complete. Okay, so let's take a look at the trace. Okay, so that's the caller chain. Get alias, event time, foundation model, Claude Sonnet 4.5. Temperature is 1, which is more random, creative. Temperature 0 is deterministic, more conservative. All right, so that's our text, our instructions. Okay, that's our trace ID, orchestration type, input tokens, output tokens. Okay, that's the response, raw response to content. Okay, so the execution type is Lambda, get action, action group. Okay, and the product list. All right. So let's proceed. Okay, let's proceed to the next section to give our chatbot more capabilities. Okay, so this is cart actions.
In this section, you'll add 2 more functions to the agent, adding an item to a shopping cart and getting shopping cart information. The chatbot will leverage 2 APIs in the form of Lambda functions called getCartFunction and addToCartFunction. Both will get the cart details and add a product to the product table API, AWS cart, DynamoDB table. Those components were created already for us as part of the workshop CloudFormation stack. All right, so these 2 sort of hold 2 attributes, user ID and product name.
Okay, so we need to edit our current agent. Edit an agent builder. So let's do that. Let's go to agents. Click on our product recommendation agent and edit an agent builder. Okay, so we're just going to edit the instructions. Let's delete the current instruction and copy. Paste. Okay, your product. Let's see. Use the getCard API to answer that. Let's just see what's at the end. Use the getCard API to answer that. Check. Okay, so we're going to save it. Okay, let's see what's next. So we want to create a new action group called getCart action group. Make sure those are okay. Yes. Create a new action group, define with API schemas. Okay, so let's go back. Sorry about that. So let's paste in the name of the action group is getCart action group. Define with API schemas is next. Select an existing Lambda function is next. And okay, that Lambda function is going to be the getCart function. GetCart function. Okay, so define via inline schema editor. Gonna delete that. So when we're using the get card API, check. So let's create. Choose to create the action group. Okay, so we created that, and now we need to add another action group. The name of this action group is add item to cart action group. Okay, define with API schema. Select an existing Lambda function. Let's verify that function. So add to cart function. Add to cart function at the top. Okay. Action group schema defined via inline schema editor. Let's go ahead and delete that. Add to cart API. Let's paste that in. Let's create. Save and prepare. Okay, next is we're going to test the functionalities. I want to buy a birthday gift. Okay, so it was successfully prepared. Let's expand that. I want to buy a birthday gift. Great, I'd love to help you find the perfect birthday gift. To give the best recommendations, could you tell me who it's for? Gift is for my daughter. Okay, let's see. Let's go with joyous earrings. Joyous earrings sound wonderful. So, okay, excellent. Yes, let's add them to the cart. Great, to add the joyous earrings to the cart, I'll need an email address. Perfect. I've successfully added the earrings to your cart. Your cart, joyous earrings. You can use for three. Is there anything else you'd like to add to your cart? Okay. All right. Awesome. You're very welcome. Your daughter loves her joyous earrings. Have a wonderful day. Sounds great. All right. So let's verify DynamoDB. You can type DynamoDB in here. I'm just going to open this in a new tab. Let's just verify the joyous earrings were added. So explore items. So this is our cart. Okay, joyous earrings was added to the cart. So we're good there. Let's carry on. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next section to give our chatbot even more capabilities. All right, so integration with Amazon Personalize.
In this section, you'll add one more functionality to the agent, which is adding simulated integration to Amazon Personalize. Amazon Personalize is a fully managed ML service that uses your data to generate item recommendations for your users. It makes it easy for developers to build applications with a wide array of personalization use cases and automates many of the complicated steps to build, train, and deploy ML model. And is powered by the same ML technology used by Amazon.com. So no ML expertise is required. This section aims to leverage Amazon Personalize in the increased average cart size use case to surface relevant items, promotions, and training items that are likely to increase the overall order value during shopping, browsing, or at checkout. So I guess the goal is to reduce cart abandonment rates and avoid losing customers to digital browsing fatigue. So the chatbot will leverage an API that simulates customers who bought X also bought Y recommendation from the Amazon Personalize. This is in the form of a Lambda function called get personalized recommendation function, which will recommend a product which was bought by other customers at the same cart as the input product. The input product being the one just added to the cart by the agent. The Lambda function was created already for us in the workshop confirmation setup.
Okay, so let's edit our current agent. Okay, and let's go to agents, current agent, edit an agent builder, and looks like we're gonna update that prompt or instruction, sorry. Okay, recommendations, agent for gift products, and get cart API answer for that. Get cart API answer for that. Yes. Okay, so we want to save it. And we want to add a new action group, Amazon Personalized Recommendation Action Group. Okay, define API schemas. Let's select an existing Lambda function. Okay, so the get personalized recommendation function. Okay, get personalized recommendation function. Okay, define inline schema editor. Let's go ahead and delete that. Okay, so get products recommendations API. Let's just double check. Get product recommendations API. Let's make sure we're going to create. Okay, create, save, and prepare. Okay, so let's test our agent. Okay, so I want to buy a gift for my daughter. I think we already did that, right? So I want to buy a gift for my mom. That's wonderful. I'd love to help you pick the perfect gift for your mom to make the best recommendation. Let's see. Mother's Day. Okay, perfect. Here are some recommendations or some gift options. Let's see. Let's go with the cherished lilies. Excellent choice. Cherished lilies, beautiful. Would you like to add them to the cart? Yes, please add to cart. Continue. So email address. Okay, so let's see if it recommends any add-on products. That was the instructions for this agent. Okay, so let's see. Are you able to add the gift to the cart? Cheers Lilies is in the cart. Guys, so we're not sure what's happening with our model, but it did add the cherished lilies to the cart, so that function is working. So let's just go ahead and proceed to the next step. Okay. All right. So the next step is adding gift wrapping knowledge base.
So in this section, you'll add one more functionality to the agent, which is adding the ability to generate ideas for gift wrapping based on a knowledge base using knowledge bases for Amazon Bedrock. With knowledge bases for Amazon Bedrock, you can give foundation models and agents contextual information from your company's private data sources for RAG to deliver more relevant, accurate, and customized responses. To equip foundation models with up-to-date and proprietary information, organizations use retrieval augmented generation, a technique that fetches data from company data sources and enriches the prompt to provide more relevant and accurate responses. Knowledge bases for Amazon Bedrock is a fully managed capability that helps you implement the entire RAG workflow from ingestion to retrieval and prompt augmentation without having to build custom integrations to data sources and manage data flows. This section aims to leverage knowledge bases for Amazon Bedrock to enhance our user experience and increase loyalty by providing a meaningful gift wrapping ideas. All right, so the chatbot will leverage a knowledge base that was already provisioned for us, and the data source is Amazon S3, and the file is giftwrapping.txt.
So let's go ahead and um, launch this in CloudFormation. Okay, so we're going to leave everything default. The template source is S3 URL. And let's provide the name, which is Bedrock KB. Okay, let's next. Let's leave everything default. Acknowledge, next. And let's go ahead and submit. Okay, let's give that time to process. Okay, so that Bedrock KB stack is complete. That was closer to 10 minutes, give or take. So let's go ahead and move forward. Okay, so next we need to synchronize the knowledge base data source. So let's go to knowledge bases, gift wrapping, select the data source, and let's sync it. Okay, so that's available. And while we do that, let me just verify. Okay, so that's our general purpose bucket that the stack created. And inside the bucket, that's our gift wrapping.txt file. So things good there. Now let's go back to agents. Okay, so we need to edit our agent and agent builder. Okay, so let's update the instructions. Gift wrapping knowledge base. Gift wrapping knowledge base. Okay, so let's save that at the top. Okay. And then we need to add a new knowledge base to the agent. So navigate to knowledge base. Let's scroll down, add the knowledge base, drop down, select gift wrapping knowledge base. Let's give it the instructions. add it. Okay, so that's added. Okay, so let's save and prepare it. Okay, so it's prepared. Now we can go ahead and test our agent. Let's see. Okay, so I want something for my wife. Awesome. So, okay, so that's wonderful. I'd love to help you find the perfect gift for your wife, to give you the best recommendations. What's the occasion? Hmm. Uh, Wedding anniversary. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, so let's go with the elegant necklace. Sounds great. Excellent choice. The elegant necklace is a beautiful and elegant piece that will make a wonderful anniversary gift for your wife. Would you like to add it to the cart? Yes, let's add it to the cart. Great. I'll need the email address. Awesome. So the model is performing a little snappier, so it's quick. All right, so perfect. I successfully added the elegant necklace to the cart. Here are the current items. So we have 3 total, including the elegant necklace. All right. So by the way, other customers who bought, so this is the recommendation. The elegant necklace also purchased the ceremonial digital watch. Would you like to add this to the cart? Yes. Let's add this as well. Okay, so 4 items updated to the cart. Let's always verify. 4 items added to the cart. So we're good there. Okay, what's next? Multi-agent collaboration. Okay, so multi-agent collaboration. In this section, you'll create 2 specialized agents that work together through a supervisor agent to provide a complete shopping experience. This demonstrates the power of multi-agent collaboration in Amazon Bedrock agents. So the 2 agents will be product recommendation agent and cart management agent. So one focuses on getting the product details, and the other handles cart operations like adding items and retrieving cart details. So let's create the product recommendation agent. So let's go back to agents and let's create a new agent. Okay, so product details agent is the name. So let's paste that in, create. Okay, let's choose our model, deselect Bedrock Agents Optimize, and we are going with Claude Sonnet 4.5. Apply, use the existing role, I am role 00, and let's give it instructions. Okay, about the API. Yep. Okay, so Additional settings, code interpreter disable, user input enable. Okay, so let's save. And then add the get product recommendations action group. It's done. Let's go to details. So let's go to action groups. Add product details action group recommendation. Action group. So it's get product recommendations action group. Define with inline schema. Select the existing Lambda function. So it's get product details function. Where are we at? Get product details function. Okay, define via inline schema editor. Let's delete that. Okay, so open API schema, get product details API. Get product details API. So we're going to create. Save and then prepare. Okay, preparing the agent. And I think we're going to save and exit that. Yep. Save and exit. Okay, next we need to create an alias. Let's give it an alias name. Get product alias. Okay, leave everything else default. Okay, alias was successfully created. So we need to create the cart management agent. Okay, alias. Okay, so let's go back to agents. Let's delete that. And we're going to create the cart management agent. Let's paste that in. Let's just double check. Okay. Okay, so let's select our model. Uncheck agents optimize, Anthropic. Claude 4.5 Sonnet, V1. Existing role. I am role 00. And let's give it instructions. Okay, so you are a specialized cart management agent. Check, check, check. Additional settings. Disable, enable. And let's save it. Okay, so we need to add a new action group, which is get cart. Action group, define with API schemas. Select an existing Lambda function, which is going to be get cart function. Get cart function. Schema editor. Okay, so it's the get cart API. Let's verify get cart API. Check, check, check. Okay, so we are choose create. Okay, so that's there, and we need to add another action group, which is add item to cart. Define with API schemas. Select existing Lambda function, which is going to be add to cart function. Okay, add to cart function. Inline schema editor. So add to cart API. Add to cart API. Let's see. Create, save, and prepare. So let's prepare it. So it's preparing. Okay, now we're going to test it. Okay, so we're saving it and exiting. Okay. So next is we need to create the alias for it. Anything for description? No, no, no. Okay, let's create that alias. Okay, alias was successfully created. Next is the collaborator multi-agent. Or let's create the supervisor agent. So let's go to agents and create agent. And we're going to enable multi-agent collaboration. Okay, let's create. Shopping supervisor agent, and let's choose the existing role. Select our model, uncheck, Anthropic. Cloud Sonnet 4.5, apply. Let's give it the instructions. Okay, recommendation, give her the loved ones. Let me just double check. Yep. Okay, so let's enable the user input. Code interpreter disable, user input enable, and let's save it. Okay. So we need to configure the multi-agent collaboration. Okay. So let's go down to multi-agent collaboration. Let's edit. So let's just double check everything. Okay, we want to give it the name, product recommender. Name is product recommender. Collaborator agent is product details agent. Okay, and the alias is get product details. Collaborator instructions. Okay. So collaborator instructions, and then enable conversation history sharing. Yes. Say click add collaborator. Okay, so next, and this is going to be the cart management agent. Cart management agent alias is cart agent alias. Collaborator name. Cart manager. Collaborator instructions. Okay, enable conversation history. Okay, so let's verify everything. Cart management agent, cart agent alias. Check, check, check. Cart manager, enable. So save and exit. Choose save and then prepare. Okay, so let's save it. Make sure, yep. Save and let's prepare it. It's preparing. All right, agent was successfully prepared. So next step is managing conversation history. So why enable conversation history?
Maintains context between different agents, prevents asking users the same question multiple times, ensures smooth transitions between product selection and cart management, helps agents understand the previous product discussions and selections, how it works. So when able, the supervisor shares the full conversation context with collaborator agents, includes both user input and agent responses from the current session, helps collaborator agents understand the full context of the user shopping journey, enables more natural and contextual responses from each agent. Best practices. Enable conversation history for both collaborators. In this shopping scenario, the supervisor agent will automatically manage the flow of context between agents. Each collaborator will receive relevant parts of the conversation history. This ensures a cohesive experience and users move from product selection to cart management.
Okay, so let's test the functionalities, and I want a gift for my mom, which we already did that. So let's just do, okay, so you can see the multi-agent collaboration trace timeline. So let's just say I want a for my dad. All right, so you can see the shopping supervisor agent, 5.2528 seconds, and then the product details agent, 3.24 seconds. All right, I'd be happy to help you find the perfect gift for your dad. What's the occasion? Let's see. Let's just say Father's Day. Perfect Father's Day's gift. Let's go. Let's go with the luxury watch. Excellent choice. Luxurious, timeless, and sophisticated gift. Here's the description. Celebratory luxury watch. Celebratory luxury watch sounds great. Great choice. So let's add it to the cart. Email. Uh-oh, that's not a good sign. Okay, great. I was going to say it wasn't a good sign. So I've successfully added this, the luxury watch to your cart. Celebratory. Okay. Says, is there anything else you would like to add? That should wrap it up. Thank you. Okay, perfect. Happy Father's Day to your dad. I hope he loves the gifts. Okay, awesome. So let's verify. Explore items. Let's go to our cart. Yep, the luxury watch was added, so we're good there. Total, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items in the cart. Okay, so let's click on. Okay, so that's the supervisor agent, and that's the product details agent. So, all right. So, guys, I pretty much wrapped up this workshop. We had a little hiccup on invoking a Lambda function, but as you can see, we could disregard that because it did add the item to the cart. And let's summarize. So it says in summary,
By leveraging Amazon Bedrock agents, you've created a conversational chatbot that can assist users in finding the perfect gift. The chatbot intelligently gathers user preferences, queries a backend API to retrieve relevant product details, and presents recommendations to the user. This approach demonstrates the power of Amazon Bedrock agents in building engaging and context-aware conversational experiences. In addition to the recommendations for product exploration, you added cart functions to the agent to add items to the cart and get cart details. Then you added a call to an Amazon Personalize simulated API to upsell other products based on other customer purchase behavior. In addition to using APIs, you also added a knowledge base to the agent to suggest some ideas in relation to the products that was purchased. Finally, you've implemented multi-agent collaboration, creating specialized agents for product recommendations and cart management, coordinated by a supervisor agent to provide a more efficient shopping experience. So now you can use Amazon Bedrock agents to call APIs, use knowledge bases, and implement multi-agent collaboration for your business use cases. So the possibilities are endless.
so happy building. Congratulations, guys. Hopefully, this helped you. And yeah, fingers crossed you can complete it end to end. So let's go ahead and clean up, right? Which is the last step. And let's go to cloud formation. So first things first is we're going to go ahead and delete the stacks. Okay, so let's delete that stack. Just going to copy and paste that in. Let's delete one. Let's go ahead and delete that second stack. Okay, so delete is in progress. Awesome. So both stacks are deleted. Now let's go back and verify. Well, first, let's go back to Bedrock. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and delete our agents. Should have 4. Yep, 4 agents. So let's go ahead and delete these agents. Confirm the delete. And let's delete that last agent. Okay. Agents are deleted. Let's verify knowledge base. Yep, that's gone. Let's check DynamoDB. Okay, no tables. Yep, that's gone. Let's check Lambda. Okay, so that's gone. And what else? Let's verify S3. General purpose bucket. Yep, that's deleted. And next, let's go to CloudWatch. And it created log groups tied to our Lambda invocations. So let's highlight those, and action is we're going to delete those 9 log groups. Okay, so that's there, and we can also check. So CloudTrail is going to keep the record for 90 days, which you can't delete, so it's for auditing purposes. So, all right, so that's there. You can see all the events in CloudTrail. So that's a good thing to go back and audit. And what else? DynamoDB, Bedrock, CloudFormation. So that pretty much covers it. We clean up the resources. Nothing is running, so it's pay-as-you-go model. And I guess I'll see what the cost of running this demo is tomorrow when it updates. Okay, sorry. So to update you on two or three possible troubleshooting scenarios, one has to do with the concurrent Lambda invocations. So in that case, you'll go to service quotas, and under manage quotas, you want to type in Lambda. Okay, then we want to view quotas. All right. So for any new accounts, your concurrent execution um, applied at the account level will more than likely show 10 here. But then if you take a look at the AWS default quota value, that's 1,000. So just request an increase at the account level up here to take that number from 10 to 1,000. So, and to give you an idea, if we go to Lambda, and let's just go to Lambda dashboard. So you can see you want 1,000 and 1,000 to match up. And that gives you an example of the invocations that we created during this workshop. Okay. So that was troubleshooting step number one. And also make sure when you do request that increase, you'll have to do it in each region. Okay. By the way. So in this example, you want to do it in US West 2 and also do it in US East 1. The majority of workshops and labs that you'll notice in the future typically runs out of US East 1. So make a little note there. Let's go to cloud formation. The other possible, uh, let's see, um, the other possible uh, error or pain point for some of you in completing the workshop was that number one was that concurrent execution situation. So requests from 10 to 1,000. And then second, I didn't grab the name of the participant that provided uh, the YAML template for you all to upload, but you can go that route as well. And what you'll do is download that template, and I believe they removed the concurrent execution um, command in the CloudFormation template. So that'll be there, but you'll just click on Create Stack, and you'll choose an existing template, upload the template file, and then you'll select that file and just go through that process to generate that stack creation. So give it time. So with those two steps, I think you should be fine. And the third is just make sure that your IAM user has administrator privileges, and you should be good to go. So this was a quite lengthy workshop. I know it was boring. Thanks for bearing with me, and all the best. Take care, guys. Bye bye.